1923. Germany is broken. The Great War ended 5 years ago, but the suffering never stopped. Hyperinflation had destroyed the economy. A loaf of bread cost billions of marks. People burned cash just to stay warm. Millions were unemployed. Veterans who fought for their country came home to nothing. The government was paralyzed. Street brawls between political factions had become routine. Into this chaos stepped Adolf Hitler, an ambitious, fiercely nationalist leader of a small but growing party called the Nazis. In Italy, Mussolini had just seized power with a bold march on Rome. Hitler took notice. He wanted to do the same in Germany. November 8th, 1923. Night falls over Munich, Bavaria's capital city.
At the Bürgerbräu-Keller, a massive beer hall, Bavaria's top political leaders were holding a public meeting.
Without warning, Hitler and hundreds of armed supporters burst through the doors. The coup leader fired a shot into the ceiling and shouted,
"The national revolution has begun!"
The nationalist leader cornered Bavaria's top officials in a side room, demanding their support at gunpoint. For a brief moment, it seemed to be working. The officials appeared to go along with it. But once out of Hitler's sight, Bavaria's leaders turned on him. The army and police mobilized against the coup. Through the night, Munich was gripped with tension. No one knew what morning would bring.
The next morning, November 9th, the nationalist leader refused to back down. He marched through the streets of Munich with 2,000 loyal followers behind him.
At the Odeonsplatz, a line of armed state police stood waiting, blocking the road. Shots were fired. In less than a minute, the march had turned into chaos. People scattered in every direction. 16 Nazi supporters and 4 police officers were killed. The putsch had turned deadly. Within hours, the coup was completely over. What Hitler thought would be his moment of triumph became a humiliating failure. The nationalist leader fled the scene, hiding at a supporter's house outside the city.
2 days later, police tracked him down and placed him under arrest. In early 1924, the nationalist leader stood trial for high treason. The charge carried a potential death sentence.
But the nationalist leader refused to act like a defendant. He turned the courtroom into a political stage, delivering passionate speeches for hours.
He presented himself not as a criminal, but as a patriot, a man who tried to save Germany from corruption and humiliation.
Newspapers across Germany ran his speeches in full. Overnight, a local agitator became a national name.
The court found him guilty and sentenced him to 5 years in prison.
But the prison was more like a hotel. He received fan mail, flowers, and was allowed to receive visitors freely. It was here that he dictated his political manifesto, in quote, laying out his entire ideology in full for the world to read. Despite a 5-year sentence, the nationalist leader was released after just 9 months, in December 1924.
The failed coup taught him something critical. You cannot seize power by force in a modern state. You have to win it through the system. He shifted his entire strategy. Instead of revolution, he would use elections, propaganda, and persuasion.
Through the late 1920s and into the Depression years, the far-right party's support exploded. Millions of desperate Germans were listening.
For nearly 10 years, he played the long game, building a movement from within the democratic system he intended to destroy.
And on January 30, 1933 less than 10 years after the failed Beer Hall coup, the nationalist leader was sworn in as Chancellor of Germany.
The Beer Hall Putsch was a military failure, but a political masterstroke. It made the nationalist leader famous and showed him the path to power. This event shows us how dangerous ideologies can thrive in times of economic despair and political dysfunction. Understanding history isn't just about the past. It's about recognizing the warning signs before they repeat. If you found this video valuable, hit like and subscribe.
New history videos drop every week. Ho, don't miss them.